Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to our elder apostles, as well as the elder bishops of the great millstone, who labored to teach us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect, out there pushing his word in truth, sincerity, and indeed. I'm your brother Patazar from the great millstone Chicago branch, coming at you with another real quick, Lord willing, edifying lesson. Will you be quiet? Damn cat. Yeah, Salakia, but we're going to be going into Trump's tariffs and how this is going to come back to bite America in the ass. All right. Hey, look, this is the guy. He's going to get this shit kicked off. All right. This entire, not just the U.S. economy, but the entire global economy is going to collapse under this guy. All right. Trade wars are going to segue into hot wars under this guy. All right. Hey, he's the last Trump. Okay. All right. This guy, he's making it happen. Yes, that's right, baby. This guy is making it happen. Okay. And while he's trying to sell it to the rest of these dumbass Americans as the golden age of America, Liberation Day, when he revealed these tariffs, okay, this is really just, it's a smokescreen. All right. The elites are using this man to crash this goddamn place and to drive this place into a depression as well as the Third World War. Okay. And this is one of the beginning stages of that is these tariffs. So without further ado, let's get into this video. It's a very short video, but we're going to come back.
Think for a moment about everything you own. Your car, furniture, your dishwasher, your computer, cell phone, clothing, tennis shoes. How much of it, if any, is made in America? Chances are not much. The economy went global decades ago as U.S. companies moved their manufacturing to other countries with cheaper labor and fewer regulations. The president's goal, bring those jobs back to America. To do that, he's making products made overseas more expensive.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that.
The Commerce Secretary insists companies will move back fast.
Everybody's going to move their factories here, and America is going to become the producer of much, much more of what we consume.
But most experts say it typically takes 3 to 5 years to build a new factory. All of it reminds many economists of a trade war that started in 1930 when President Hoover raised tariffs on imported goods to protect American jobs. Today, Hoover is blamed for making the Great Depression worse.
See? And this is getting ready to happen, right? Because unlike in the 30s, the U.S., there was still manufacturing here, you know? Back then, a man could graduate from high school, get a job at the fucking plant, whatever, say it's Detroit, that's the car capital of the world. Well, back then you had factories where people can make the cars here in America. Back then you had factories where electronics, appliances were made in the US. You see that? And this was like in the 30s. The only reason America began to boom, in the 50s and whatnot, is after World War II, you blew up all the manufacturing countries. All right, Germany was a powerhouse. Germany was a manufacturing powerhouse at that time. The German engineering, again, we're talking about cars and shit, but like I said, appliances, technology, things of that nature. Germany was booming at the time, So after the United States, along with the Allies or what have you, after they blew them off the map, what happened? The manufacturing in America picked up and it increased, So that's why you had that economic boom, along with other factors. Eventually they had to buy U.S. dollars in order to trade. Y'all already know that whole spiel, okay? But going back to the lesson, in the 30s, America was still a hub for manufacturing. And so when Herbert Hoover put these tariffs the same thing that Trump is doing. When he put these tariffs on all these other countries, they retaliated by slapping retaliatory tariffs on the U.S., which completely fucked up the global economy. It completely stalled global trade, man. Okay? This is what this nigga Trump is doing right now, man. Only this time, there are no manufacturing jobs in the United States, man. The United States doesn't produce any goddamn thing. Everything in America basically comes from China and Mexico, to which China sells it, exports it to Mexico, then Mexico then sells it to the United States. All right, all this shit is set up. It's all a web, okay? It's all a ruse, okay? It just, the elites have faces and pawns and players to make it seem as though they're acting autonomously or independently. No, all this shit is set up, man. All right, and Trump is the guy that's gonna bring the pain. Okay? Donald Trump, who was heralded as the next great American hero, he's going to be the villain, man. He's going to be the reason why this country descends into complete chaos, civil unrest, and economic depression is coming. Okay? It's coming. So let's get the little history on that, all right? Because I went into what Hoover did, right? It says Herbert Hoover signing the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act 1930 significantly increased tariffs on imported goods. This is exactly what Trump is doing. Is widely considered to have worsened the Great Depression by triggering retaliatory tariffs from other nations and severely sinking global trade. This is what Trump is doing, man. This is what he's doing. Says other countries responded to the Smoot-Hawley Act by imposing their own tariffs on American goods, leading to a decline in international trade. Smoot-Hawley Act and retaliatory tariffs led to a sharp decline in global trade, estimated to be around 65% between 1929 and 1934. Well, guess what? It's a lot different now. You see, because you now have the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, along with a whole bunch of other allies. See? So when the U.S. is trying to be Debo and trying to slap a tax on these countries trying to sell their goods in America, well, they're simply going to tell America, fuck you. We'll trade with each other. We don't need you. So America, Trump, by pushing these tariffs, you're further isolating America out of the global picture. You see? America doesn't have that same dominance that it once had. America is no longer the big bully. All right? These other countries, they can just simply sidestep you and trade with each other. All of this is going to lead to war. War is inevitable. All right? War is inevitable. But in the short term, you're seeing the stock markets plunge. Okay? You're seeing stock markets crash. And what now you're going to see is the cost of everything is going to go up. And there's going to be a lot of job loss. A lot of job loss, man. Okay? So this shit is about to get real. Let me continue.
In the 21st century, when America leads the global economy, can it afford to turn protectionist? The free trade versus protectionism argument has grown heated on CNBC.
If people make a decision to buy something from abroad, isn't that part of the freedom and independence people have?
They don't make
to
that
buy
decision.
things?
They make the decision to buy what's cheap. And that's the problem. Okay?
That's
We're
the
going to make
problem.
it so it's not artificially cheap anymore. Let people buy things made in America.
Well, that's the problem. Nothing's made in America. And even when it is made in America, it's going to be more expensive than for the foreign goods. But see, what they're trying to do, again, it's putting the cart before the horse. If you don't have the manufacturing here in America to support whatever it is you're taxing these other countries on, it leaves you no choice but to pay for more expensive goods by these other countries until America can catch up with the manufacturing, which again, like he just previously said, it take about 3 to 4 years to build a factory. So the only thing the only way they're going to be able to circumvent this is with artificial intelligence. You're not going to have the workforce to support, all right, whatever you lose as far as these taxes goes. You're not going to have the workforce to make up for that. And so what you're going to see, man, the next year or so, okay, I hate to say it, hey, we might, hey, man, Yahweh Shem Yahshua is working. We might end up getting out of here way earlier. But, hey, for the next year or so, you're going to see higher prices, but you're also going to see an explosion in artificial intelligence in the manufacturing sector. Okay? This is what you're about to see. They're not going to be able to replace that with human labor, man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Period.
The White House and its allies say realigning the economy is like remodeling your house.
It's going to be really annoying in the short term when your house is getting remodeled. The reality is that remodel has got to happen in order to make things stronger and more stable on the back end.
And that's it. All right? It's not going to fucking work, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 13. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. This is talking about Egypt, right? Well, modern day Egypt is America. You know, your princes of Zohan, your princes of Noph, these are your elites. You know, these are your elites. These are the ones that help shape the day-to-day experiences in the United States, man. Geopolitically and economically, man. The people that are so-called in the driver's seat. All right. It says they have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof, man. So they done seduced the tribes. What was it? A lot of these so-called satanic Hispanics. Okay. The Latin tribes, a lot of them were seduced by that American dream in so much that they ended up voting for this guy. Not that votes matter, but they ended up believing in this guy. They believed in the American dream. They believed the bullshit that Trump was feeding them, man. Okay? I ain't even gonna say Judah. Hell, 80% of Judah, they went with the Indian bitch, man. Okay, because Judah just follow after the goddamn nigga woman. But that's not the point of this lesson. Okay? A lot of these niggas, hey, they believed in the American dream. Hey, that bald head nigga, Anton Daniels, hey, he believes in this shit, man. He believes in this shit. It's all getting ready to backfire. Verse 14, Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. See? This is an error. Shit, I can't even. Oh, shit, I can't even go back to it. Okay, there it is. Yeah, this is an error right here, man. All right, these tariffs, this is going to bite America in the ass. Again, putting the cart before the horse. Okay? You don't have the manufacturing. You don't have the factories. You don't have the car plants. You don't have the steel plants. Okay? You don't have the industry to make up for the losses that you're about to suffer due to these tariffs. Okay? You're not producing the goods and services needed, okay, to replenish and replace what these other countries that export things that America buys for the consumer. They can't replace that. Okay? Due to the free market, due to capitalism, big corporations, they exported all of the jobs to these other countries. Because again, it's cheaper, it's lower wages. Why would you pay an American? You would have to pay an American $25, $30 an hour, you know, at the car factory or at the steel plant, when you can just take that job, build a factory in Mexico, build a factory in India, you know, and pay them $2-3 an hour with less regulations, you know what I mean? You know, you don't have to insure them like you would have to do an American. You don't have to pay for their medical and dental and vision and all that shit like you would have to for an American on top of a decent salary. No, we just gonna open up shop in one of these poor and underdeveloped countries, and we gonna have them build the shit. You see, and then we'll import it from them for the low, versus giving that job to an American and having to deal with all those other costs. No, we're not gonna do that. That's what capitalism did. This is what Trump's buddies, you know, these billionaire CEOs, this is what they did to get rich as hell, man. But now all of that's biting them in the ass. See? You're erring in every work. You're like like the scriptures say, you're like a drunken man staggering in his vomit, man. Putting the cart before the horse. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. See? It's not going to be no jobs. It's not going to be no fucking jobs, man. Again, this is why you're going to see such a boost and explosion in artificial intelligence. Okay? The robots are going to start doing the manufacturing, man. Okay? They're going to be way faster, way more efficient. The robot don't need days off. All right, you can work the hell out of that. Hey man, you can make that robot, that motherfucker gonna be making cars left and right. Not saying it's gonna be as good as with humans, okay? But hey, you know, I know I'm going on, but hey, this is what's coming, man. This whole world, this shit is about to crash and burn, okay? It's about to crash and burn and bite America in the ass, man. And there ain't gonna be no jobs out here for nobody. Ain't gonna be no jobs out here for nobody. All right, especially when they produce, again, the artificial intelligence finna take all the damn jobs. The data entry, a lot of the manufacturing, a lot of the warehouse work, okay? That's gonna have to supplement, all right, for the lack of imports. When these tariffs kick in, hey, it's gonna be crazy out here, man. But Salaki, I know I've rambled on. I hope this was edifying. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash, Shalom, and Abba Ball.